How to pick the best WordPress hosting. Choosing the right WordPress host means your website loads faster, stays online during traffic spikes, and is easy to manage. A great WordPress host sets you up with all the tools and headroom you need to grow with confidence. In this video, we'll break down what to look for so you can build on a platform that's secure, scalable, and genuinely built for WordPress. Value for money. Let's start with price. Cheap hosting plans often cut corners with outdated technology, only offer a limited feature set, or surprise you with expensive price hikes upon renewal. It's easy to be persuaded by an attractive sticker price and end up with far more problems than any upfront saving is worth. So don't use pricing alone as your guide. Speed. The impact hosting has on page load speed is huge. Many hosts advertise fast speeds to attract customers, but what specifically should you look for? SSD storage. Let's start with the fundamentals. A good host will run everything on SSD storage, not traditional spinning disks. SSDs are faster, more reliable, and handle simultaneous requests far better, which is crucial for busy or dynamic sites. Some hosts advertise SSD storage, but in fact use a mix of old hard disk and SSD technology, which reduces performance. Ask them the question, is all your storage powered by SSD technology? PHP. PHP is a key component of most websites, so it is important to understand how web hosts handle it. Look for hosts that support auto-scaling PHP workers, PHP FPM, and opcache. These help your site handle many simultaneous visitors and reduces the time it takes to generate your site's dynamic content. Caching and CDNs. Every time someone visits your site, their browser has to load all your content, including images, code, and text from your server. That takes time. Caching stores copies of this data so it doesn't have to be served from scratch with every visit. This means faster load times and a smoother experience for your users. A quality host will provide integrated caching at the server level. This reduces reliance on external plugins and means your site is always optimized out of the box. On top of that, you should get a global CDN with edge caching included. This means your content is delivered from a server close to your visitor, speeding up load times and reducing latency. Make sure there are no bandwidth limits on that CDN. Some hosts throttle your usage unless you pay extra. Advanced performance features like image optimization, lazy loading, and code minification reduce the size of your pages and further improve load times. If your site uses a lot of dynamic data, such as e-commerce, stores, or advanced search, check whether the host supports technologies like Redis Object Cache or Elasticsearch. These help your database-driven content load much faster by reducing the number of queries and returning results more efficiently. High availability hosting. High availability hosting goes beyond traditional hosting solutions, leveraging a complex infrastructure designed to minimize downtime and maintain performance under various failure scenarios. High availability hosting provides maximum uptime for websites and applications by eliminating a platform's reliance on any single element. This is achieved through redundancy, automatic failover, load balancing, and real-time data replication. That's a big step up from conventional shared hosting, where your site's performance can be dragged down by someone else's traffic spike. cPanel hosting can never be categorized as high availability hosting. cPanel-based websites can only be run on a single server, which means a customer's website, email, and databases are tied to that server's performance levels. High-frequency hosting. A relatively new entry into the hosting market is high-frequency hosting. The term high-frequency refers to the rapid processing capabilities of the servers involved. This type of hosting is built to handle the demands of high-traffic websites, large-scale applications, and complex databases. Whether you go with top-end high-frequency hosting or a more modest solution, the best hosting platforms are built from the ground up for speed. Make the right choice and you'll feel the difference, and so will your visitors. Uptime and reliability. Downtime doesn't just frustrate visitors, it can hurt your search engine rankings, damage your credibility, and ultimately cost you money. Server infrastructure and redundancy. Look for hosts that use high-quality, enterprise-grade hardware and multiple levels of redundancy. Redundant systems mean that if one part fails, your website remains online without interruption. Hosts that have multiple data centers or geographic redundancy will keep your site stable even if disaster strikes. LVE limits. Many hosting companies use light virtual environment or LVE limits to control resource usage per site. Restrictive LVE limits can slow your website down and cause it to crash during traffic spikes. Make sure your chosen hosting package provides sufficient LVE resources. Database size and performance. Your website's performance relies heavily on your database. Hosting providers often have database size restrictions, so ensure your selected host allows adequate room for growth. A quality host will also optimize their servers for database performance, offering reliability and fast response times even for database-intensive websites. Automated backups. No hosting provider can promise 100% uptime forever, but automatic backups ensure that if something does go wrong, your website can be restored quickly, minimizing downtime. Choose a host offering daily backups that are easy to restore with just a few clicks. WordPress tools. WordPress can run on Linux-based servers, but you'll have the best experience on a fully WordPress-optimized platform. Some providers bundle in powerful tools that make managing your website and users a much better experience. Here are the best features to look out for. Staging environments. A staging environment allows you to create a clone of your website for testing updates, plugins, themes, or custom code without risking downtime on your live site. Hosts with one-click staging environments are particularly valuable, enabling you to safely experiment and perfect your site before going live. Cloning and blueprints. Cloning features let you duplicate your entire WordPress website quickly and effortlessly. Blueprints, also known as templates, are equally useful, allowing you to build a custom base setup with preferred plugins, themes, and settings. This saves a significant amount of time whenever you launch new sites. WordPress Manager. An exclusive number of WordPress hosting providers go so far as to include an integrated WordPress Manager. This enables you to install, update, or manage WordPress directly from your hosting dashboard, simplifying administrative tasks like managing users, changing passwords, or optimizing databases without requiring advanced technical knowledge. Checksum reports. Checksum reports verify the integrity of your core WordPress files, alerting you if files are modified or corrupted by hackers. Providers offering this feature add another layer of proactive security, helping you quickly identify tampering so you can take action. In short, choosing a provider with these built-in WordPress-specific tools will simplify day-to-day management, enhance productivity, and allow you to focus more on content creation rather than technical troubleshooting. Security. If your website is online, it's exposed to hackers, malware, and malicious bots. Let's examine key security features your hosting provider should offer to keep your website safe. SSL certificates. An SSL certificate encrypts data transmitted between your visitors and your server, protecting sensitive information. Look for hosts offering free, easy-to-install SSL certificates like those from Let's Encrypt to safeguard your website and boost visitor trust. Web application firewall. A quality hosting provider should include a web application firewall. This actively monitors incoming traffic, filters out malicious requests, and protects your website from attacks like SQL injections, cross-site scripting, and brute force login attempts. Malware scanning. Automatic malware scanning detects and alerts you to harmful software on your website. Be sure your hosting provider will offer automatic malware scans and alerts so you can quickly address any potential threats. DDoS protection. Distributed denial of service attacks flood your website with fake traffic, causing it to slow down significantly or crash. Choose a hosting provider with built-in DDoS protection that can detect and mitigate attacks swiftly so your website stays up and running during attacks. FTP security lock. FTP security locks restrict FTP access, protecting your files from unauthorized editing or deletion. Some hosting providers enable you to lock FTP access completely, or limit it to trusted IP addresses, making it less vulnerable. PCI compliance. If you're running an e-commerce site and processing payments, PCI compliance is crucial. Choosing a hosting provider that offers PCI compliant servers helps you maintain payment security standards to protect customer data. Two-factor authentication. Two-factor authentication adds a second layer of protection during logins, significantly reducing the risk of unauthorized access. Hosts that support 2FA ensure only authorized users can manage your website. Support. The level of support you get varies between hosting providers and often ties into the tier of hosting you go for, with more expensive packages getting the best customer service. 24/7 availability. Choose a provider that'll give you 24/7 access to experts regardless of how expensive your package is, and shortlist ones who offer in-house support to get the best response times. Comprehensive knowledge base. A detailed and searchable support database packed with clear documentation, tutorials, and FAQs helps you quickly resolve common issues yourself. Good providers invest heavily in creating useful articles and video guides that simplify managing your site. Free and easy migrations. If you're switching hosts, migrating your website and databases should be straightforward and hassle-free. Quality hosting providers often offer free migration services to seamlessly move your website without downtime or technical headaches. Check online reviews. Don't just take a hosting provider's claims at face value. Make sure you read online customer reviews. Reviews reveal insights into real customer experiences, particularly regarding the responsiveness, expertise, and helpfulness of a host's support team. Ask for a demo. Ask for a demo from your prospective hosting provider to make sure everything you need is included, that everything is easy to use, and that they're the right fit for your website and your technical ability. Remember, great customer support is essential. Even the best performing hosting service can become frustrating without fast, reliable, and knowledgeable support to back you up. The control panel. A good control panel can make or break your experience with a web host. The control panel is where you manage everything, including your websites, domains, databases, emails, backups, and security settings. But not all control panels are created equal. Some hosting providers rely on third-party solutions like cPanel, which can feel cluttered or limited in features. You want a control panel that's easy to use but still powerful. It should support advanced features like Git integration, cron jobs, and PHP version control for developers, whilst keeping the basics like email, SSL, and DNS management straightforward for everyone else. Ideally, you also want speed tools built in, not just toggle switches, but actual features that impact performance, like image and code optimization, CDN management, and detailed cache controls. All of these should be managed from a single interface without having to jump between plugins or services. The best control panels don't just help you manage your site, they help you run it faster, more securely, and with less stress. More than just hosting. There's a lot to manage when it comes to websites, domains, emails, databases, backups, billing, renewals, security, optimizations, and so on. Email. When it comes to email, how many mailboxes do you get and how big are they? Are anti-spam tools built in? What about virus scanning? Email packages vary a lot between providers, and you'll want a well-featured solution if you need professional-looking email addresses that match your domain. Domains. The domain management side of your hosting should give you full control over all DNS records, but keep an eye on domain renewal prices too. Sometimes they'll be cheaper if you you transfer them to your new provider. Databases. How databases are managed and which ones are supported is an important part of your decision. MySQL or MariaDB are the backbone of most CMS platforms like WordPress, Joomla, and Drupal, but double-check that what you need is available from the host you're considering in case you need something less common. Green hosting. One last consideration when choosing a hosting provider is how they are powered. Green data centers are designed for greater efficiency, offer better insulation against rising energy costs, and reduce environmental impact. A commitment to sustainability often reflects a provider's forward-thinking infrastructure investments and how good your experience will be in the future. Great hosting checks all the boxes for speed, security, ease of use, support, and value for money. Focus on these factors, match them with your needs, and you'll land on a provider that'll deliver everything your website needs for years to come. Thanks for watching. If you found this guide useful, then be sure to share it with your friends who are looking for help choosing good hosting. And don't forget to subscribe for more news, tips, and guides from 20i.